Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing great today. Please excuse the mess in the background. I promise I'm cleaning. I'm not normally this messy. But anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video today about what to expect if you're coming here to teach English in Thailand. So the first thing that you should expect is that things are not going to be on time. Like, it's pretty common for things to be late. Like, classes will start late. Your class might be scheduled for 8 a.m. but it might not start until like 8:10, 8:15, 8:30 even. Like, especially if you're working in a government school. If you're working in an international school, it's going to be completely different, but a government school expect classes to be late. The reason for that is that they put their classes back to back on the schedule. So if they have a class that's all the way on the other side of campus, there's no way that they're going to make it to your class in time. And also, the kids go to the bathroom, play around, and do a whole bunch of other things while they're slowly making their way to your class. So please expect not to have to teach a 50-minute or 60-minute lesson every single time you go to class. It's going to be rare if you do, if you get that full 50 or 60-minute block to yourself to teach. That's just going to be extremely rare. Another thing to expect is that in general, in Thai schools, Thai students tend to have a lot more respect for Thai teachers than they do for foreigner teachers, especially in government schools. I've never worked in an international school, so I can't say if that's true or not for those working environments, or a private academy or like a language center. So I can't say if that's true or not for those things, but for a government school, I would say that majority of the time, especially if you're in like a rural area where the kids don't speak English that well, that they're going to have a lot more respect for the Thai staff than you. And if you have a co-teacher that's Thai, expect to sometimes have to fight for control of the classroom. When I taught at my old job, I was working in a very rural town, and I had a Thai co-teacher. I actually had three. But one in particular was very, like, if I didn't do something she liked, she would give me like mean stares, and she would just give me dirty looks from across the room. And then I've known people like my friend who worked in Phuket. Her and her Thai teacher were always fighting for control of the class. Like, she would tell the kids to do something, and then the Thai staff would go behind her back and tell them to do something else. And of course, they're going to listen to the Thai staff. And so just to keep that in mind, that if you have an assistant in your classroom, and not all schools do, so if you have one, you're actually pretty lucky, especially if you're working in a school where the English is not that great. On that same note, you might not end up with an assistant in your classroom, and if that happens, please learn quickly, like classroom commands. Like, they don't expect you to be fluent in the language when you're here, but to learn like basic things like sit down, what is your name, write your name, go to your seat. Like, basic things like that in Thai before you start teaching would do a lot for getting the kids to listen to you and to have more respect for you if you say those things in their language, because to them you're fluent. Like, it doesn't matter if you literally just memorize 2 words right before class started. Another thing to expect is that you will have to leave the country at some point to get your visa to work. So most people first come to Thailand on a tourist visa. They get a job, you get the paperwork that you need for that job, and then you have to leave and then go get a non-immigration visa from a Thai embassy somewhere. Usually you get to choose the country you go to. You just have to tell the school ahead of time, because they'll address the paperwork to that particular embassy. So you have plenty of choices. You can go to Kuala Lumpur, you can go to Laos, you can go to Cambodia, you can go to Singapore. Really, any place that has a Thai embassy that you want to pay to fly through to get your non-immigration B visa. Some of those embassies are a lot better than others, especially the ones that aren't as busy and crowded. Like the one in Vientiane, Laos, you have to make an appointment in advance now, because so many people go there for Thai visas, and so you can't just walk in. And like the appointments, from what I hear, fill up pretty far in advance. So just to keep that in mind when you're going for your non-Bs, to choose your location wisely. Another thing to expect is to maybe not have AC. So for my first school, I got really unlucky, and I did not have AC in my classroom, in none of the classrooms, not even the teacher's lounge or the teacher's office or the cafeteria, nowhere. The only place that had AC was like the principal's, never mind, he's called a director in Thailand. The only place that had AC was the director's office, and of course we never went into that place, and we were never really allowed to hang out in there, because that's like his or her own private space. And so you might be unlucky in a classroom that's 40 degrees Celsius with no AC, just one little fan blowing in from the ceiling, or maybe one little ground fan standing somewhere. And if that happens, It's just something you have to adjust to. It's a lot easier if you're coming from warmer climates already. Like, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm from Georgia, and so the climate's really similar in terms of the heat, and so I was able to adjust quite quickly. But if you're from, say, the UK, you might find this a bit difficult, especially at the beginning. And so you might get lucky and end up with AC in your classrooms, or you might not, but just to be prepared for that before you come. Especially if you're coming through an agency and they're going to place you randomly in a school in some random city, in some random town. Oh, another thing to expect when you're coming to Thailand, and this applies specifically to women, is that you will have to wear skirts when you are teaching. Only a few schools that I know of don't require this, and those are all private and international schools. They allow their female staff to wear dress pants. But if you're coming to a regular government school, which majority of us or you guys will be, please expect to bring skirts, or to buy them, or to be able to wear them. When I first came here, that was a shocker to me. Like, someone told me beforehand to bring skirts, but I didn't think it was gonna be so strictly enforced. And so one day I just wore dress pants, and like, they near sent me home just because I was wearing black dress pants. And they were nice pants too. They could have been paired with like a blazer. I could have gone to a business meeting and back home in the US in these pants. So they weren't just like jeans or something you'd wear to the beach. But like, they take it pretty seriously, the dress code, especially if you're a woman. So you have to wear skirts if you're going to be teaching in the government school. I know, I wish it wasn't that case. I don't like skirts either, but just be prepared for that if you're a woman coming to Thailand. Another thing to be prepared for, especially if you're working in a very rural setting, is that the English level might not be to your expectation. So I was put in a very rural town, as I already said, when I first came to Thailand, and the English level of the students was very, very low, to the point where they couldn't say "my name is." Like, that was like difficult for them. At least for the younger ones it was. And then for the older ones, to talk about things other than "how are you, my name is," was difficult for them. Even topics such as the weather, like, what is the weather today, is it sunny, is it cloudy, that was a bit difficult for them. And so you might end up in a situation where your students really struggle to communicate in English, and in those cases, that's where you have to really use a lot of body language, a lot of activities. You can't really you can't really just lie on regular communication. You have to get a little bit more creative, or just work on your Thai so that you can give instructions and things like that into Thai. You might get lucky, on the other hand, and have students that are excellent learners who have been studying English for a very long time and feel completely comfortable expressing themselves in English. But that's a rarity, especially if you're coming through an agency and you know you're going to be in a rural town for you to have students like that. So just come prepared, expecting the worst, and then to be pleasantly surprised if you end up in a school or with students who are very competent in English and very comfortable speaking it. It was just a quick video of what to expect when coming to teach in Thailand. There's plenty of other things I could talk about. I just really want to make a quick video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.